Oh, this is awesome. I'm talking to somebody from Ottawa.
Ottawa. Yes, that's
Ottawa.
right.
How do you say it properly?
How you say it properly is Ottawa.
Ottawa. And what now? Where in Canada is that?
It's all nation's capital. So if you had to look at, I'm sure everyone knows where Toronto is.
Uh-huh.
We are just 4 hours away from Toronto.
Towards New York or towards Vancouver?
I guess you. Canada's a pretty big country, but yeah, you'll be heading towards the Vancouver direction.
That sucker is big. We'll give you Montana if you want it. You can have it.
Hey, are you sure anybody wants Montana?
No, that's what there was a petition to try to sell Montana to you guys for $1 trillion to wipe out our debt, and like a couple of million people have signed it.
I think you're going to need a couple million more.
Exactly. Well, you guys would have to buy it. So it's pretty cold there right now, isn't it?
Yeah, we're getting a lot of snowfall, more than usual. Just recently, last week, we got 2 feet of snow over a span of less than just shy of 48 hours.
What the hell do people do when they get 2 feet of snow coming down in 2 hours? What the hell do they just go crazy?
Well, I guess we just kind of hibernate. But as true Canadians, we go out there and we're like, it's just a bit of snow.
No big deal, right?
That's right.
It's hard if you're in the middle of driving it. You think, this is going to be no big deal, and then all of a sudden there's 2 feet and you're stuck. That's when you feel really bad.
Well, we just throw a plow on the front of our cars and we just start driving.
So, and you're into sports and music, right?
That's correct. That is absolutely true, Bobby.
Well, obviously, hockey is the national pastime, but you said you played football.
Yeah, I played European. I guess it'd be European football, which is soccer we call in North America. Yeah, I played at a pretty high level for a long time, and then, you get to, as an athlete, you have a choice, right? Either you become a professional or you become one of those adults and you just play it for fun.
Gotcha. And you went with the latter?
I went with the latter.
So let me ask you, what's more fun, getting a yellow card or a red card?
Oh, I got to be careful. I got 4 boys. One day they'll be listening to this.
Okay, don't worry. By then they will have already figured it out. So what's more fun, getting the yellow card or getting the red card?
I'll be honest, it's a red, of course.
Yeah, right? Because you're like, hey, look, don't just stop me in the middle of this. I mean, throw me out of the game, right?
Yeah, if I'm going to be tossed out of the game, I might as well get a red card doing it.
What's like
don't just slap me on the wrist.
What's like the dirtiest thing that somebody does in football?
I would say tackling from behind, but with your cleat up.
Oh, that's not good.
No, that's pretty vicious. And there's some guys, when they do it, they shrug and they go, "What? I didn't do anything." And
that must create some interesting conversations after the game.
Oh, when they say that football is a gentleman's sport, I don't think there's too much gentleman about it.
But hockey is just like a fight. That's fun.
I like to think that there's more than just fighting in hockey.
It's fight, and puck goes into the thing. I like that. I love that game. What I love, there was a time in Philly when I used to go to Flyers games, and what I used to love is that the women, they just scream and curse at everybody. They're naughtier words than the men.
Or they get more riled up than anyone else. And it's funny you mentioned the Flyers because that's my favorite hockey team.
Oh, they're good. They're good.
Yeah, I was actually there when they went on their Stanley Cup run, when they played the Blackhawks. I was there for Game 3 when Claude Giroux had his coming out party and scored that overtime goal. I was there at Wachovia. I mean, they keep changing the name of the arenas all the time, but that was really cool.
You know the story? I don't know the story behind why they call it the Stanley Cup.
Oh, it's the Stanley Cup is named after Lord Stanley. He was a gentleman who created the cup, and then it's kind of like football. They have the Vince Lombardi Trophy, right? So it's
was he a good player?
Oh my gosh, some hockey purists out there are gonna be wagging their finger at me, saying, "How, as a Canadian, you don't know that?" I'll be honest, I'm not 100% sure.
Well, we'll just act like he was. Because they named the cup after. They named the cup after. It's not the Stanley Paper Cup. It's heavy, right?
Yeah, well, apparently it is. I've personally never gotten up a chance to lift it. I've been beside it and touched it, but I've never had the opportunity to lift it.
And you said you wanted to come on Talk to the Bear because you wanted to reveal one of your secrets from your childhood. So let's get into that right now. You don't talk about it that much.
No, I don't. So I do have.
For all the fans of you out there, just sit down because this could be really, really. This is breaking news, and it could be devastating to some of your fans. Okay, so go ahead, tell them the story.
Breaking news with Bobby the Bear. So so here we are. I love music. It's a fabric of my life, and so way back in the day, I was actually in a band, and I was a singer. I was a singer in a band.
Listen up, people. He was a singer in a band. This is horrible news. He was a singer.
And we actually
in the '80s band. Are we talking an '80s band?
We're talking. We're talking some heavy metal, hard rock, '80s, like
banging your head kind of stuff. That kind of stuff. Boom, 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 boom. Metallica kind of stuff.
Wasn't so much Metallica. I think is when before stuff like AC/DC, when Def Leppard was actually a rock band.
But AC/DC is one of the best bands on the planet.
Yeah, Poison. I'm trying to think of all the stuff we used to cover. It's pretty embarrassing. Did you have any originals? Oh gosh, you know what? At the time, we were starting to write originals, and then of course, egos get involved. I mean, we're all a bunch of teenagers, and the band breaks up, right?
Well, yeah, because cover bands tend to not make it big.
No.
Although you can have the Rolling Stones, if they do a cover, then all of a sudden it's a home run. Right?
Well, absolutely, it's the Rolling Stones.
What's your favorite band?
Currently?
Yes.
I would have to say
in your past life. What's your favorite band in your past? Yeah, currently.
Well, no, Bobby, you got to look at it this way. When you're a teenager, you may fancy a certain band or a vocalist, and then as you get older, you switch, right? I don't know. Is it maturity or is it just?
Well, either that or you were wrong when you were a kid and you picked the wrong band. I mean, that's like the difference between Beatles fans and Led Zeppelin fans, or Pink Floyd fans and any other band. Yeah, it's
right. I would have to say safely, my favorite band of all time would be the Tragically Hip.
The Tragically Hip. What's their best song?
Oh gosh. Well, I can tell you their best album was Road Apples. It was their second album that they ever did. I think I don't have a particular favorite song. I have a favorite album. And for those people out there, they're probably like, album, what the hell is he talking about?
Right.
It's a vinyl thing.
They don't know what that is. They don't know what that is. Google it, people. Google it. And also Google cassettes and 8-tracks and get your music history. There was a lot of crap going on before Spotify, people. Let's just didn't start with Spotify and Apple Music. Crap, I got to go. I'll talk to you later. Thanks so much.
Okay, bye, Bobby. Bye.